My name is Rusty Ruggles, and I'm the band director here at Mercer County High School. I was born and raised here in Aledo, and I've lived here my whole entire life except for a little period of college and another job someplace else. But I've been teaching here at Aledo for, this is my 26th year, and been doing all the band things and the community things since I've been living here. When I first got here, one of my main things that I wanted to do was focus on the school and community. And there has been ups and downs through that. I think certainly COVID, for everyone was an interesting time where we all just kind of hunkered down and did whatever. But I think that it didn't take us long to get back. One of the things this town does really well is it supports itself. As a county and as a town, I think we do a really good job of that. And we came back strong, and things are going great right now. You can tell physically the town of Aledo itself has done some great things in terms of, we're doing a new parking lot there next to Central Park. We've got the bandshell in town that I helped put together, and that was 18 years ago, but all that stuff fostered all these other community events that we've had. We're redoing our Opera House downtown right now, and so we're about a year away from having some really exciting things going on downtown in Aledo. The Opera House is going to be a really great facility where we can show new movies, we can have a wedding reception, we can have concerts, we can do all kinds of stuff in a brand new facility, an older facility, because that facility was built in the late 1800s, but being reconditioned to something more modern. The Rhubarb Festival is one of the biggest events in Mercer County, and it's the first weekend in June. And it's a 2-day festival, starts Friday and Saturday, and we have entertainment all day. We have a pie eating contest. We sell, I don't know, they say we sell like 3,000 pies that weekend, and it's just a really great small town festival, lots of food vendors. We do town tours, we do all kinds of stuff that weekend. Darlene Johnson, she created that in the 90s, probably the mid-90s, and in doing that, it got large enough that it came to Central Park, and every year they did it, they had to buy a stage. And it was such a pain to put the stage up. It was just a large flatbed, basically. And so she had the idea of, hey, we should have a bandshell in town. And so we created a committee, which I was chair of, and raised money, and over the years, this thing got built. And so it was built in 2005. And since then, we've had hundreds and hundreds of performances at the bandshell. I'm the facilitator of that facility, and so we have Thursday night concerts, we have Saturday night concerts that the city puts on, and that is a rentable facility for anyone who wants to put on their own fundraiser or event, and it's really pretty cool. A friend of mine, W.J. Albertson, right now is in the middle of restoring a lot of these buildings back to where they were. And it's been really a cool project that he's been doing. A lot of these buildings, 1860 on, we had a rail line that went through town, and seeing those old pictures, it kind of brings back all those memories, but these buildings are still the same buildings. I think we got a lot of activities going on all the time. I mean, we've just got some really nice Airbnbs downtown, so everything's within walkable distance. Once the Opera House is open, you can get an Airbnb for a night and go eat a nice dinner and go to an outdoor concert and then have a drink afterwards across the street and walk back to your hotel or your Airbnb, and it's just a really nice place to live. Mercer County High School has always had a strong arts and music program. Ever since I was in high school, I went to high school here, and back then it was Aledo, but we always had a big band and taught kids how to play music, and they were a part of the community. And since then, our art has joined that. Here recently, they've had an art gala in the fall where they have kids put their artwork up for auction, and they have a fundraiser, and it's really kind of cool, and they make it kind of like a nice event where people come in and get to see everybody's artwork. We march at all the football games, we're playing public concerts, the jazz band goes out and plays at the bandshell for Rhubarb Fest, and so there's just lots of things going on. So we have, of course, the Rhubarb Fest we've already talked about. That's our biggest festival. In July, we have our Mercer County Fair, which is out at the fairgrounds, but then we have Antique Days that happens in August. And so that is a car show combined with an antique market type thing, and then we also have music in the bandshell in August. There's a Fall Fest happening in Aledo. You can go do some shopping and crafts and things like that. You know, we've had a guy recently do a volleyball tournament in Central Park in June, just because he thought it would be fun, and it is. There's the Relay for Life that does their cancer research fundraiser at the bandshell. So those are some examples of like the way the bandshell works with things. We're sitting here today in front of my AV class as we sit here and talk, and you were gracious enough to show them how we do all these things. And you know, we've been able to get some grant money for these guys to get some equipment, and we stream all our athletic events. We also 3 years ago, were able to present, their project was they needed to find Wi-Fi speakers that they would put up downtown to play music in public all the time. And so we found a place, and they presented that to the council, and the council agreed to do the project. And so we've had running speakers uptown that play music. They're playing Christmas music right now, and it's just really cool. The kids didn't expect them to okay it, and that was really cool to see their faces when they did it. But now they come back to town and they're like, we did that. You know, and I think that's really, really nice. We're not done with that project. We still have our new parking lot construction is going to get some of those speakers, and then that will finish out that project. But that was a $50,000 project that the high school kids, you know, got approved. It's a partnership between whatever community groups that you have in your city government. A lot of times those groups aren't on the same page. And if you can get everybody on the same page, and I'm talking county, city, whatever, it works. You know, I mean, obviously you have some outdoor private donations and things like that. Or maybe you are the person that fills out the grants, God bless you, and does all that stuff. But like, there's funds out there for you to improve your town, and you just have to find it. And once you find it, the sky's the limit. I just know that I've lived in different places, in bigger places, and there's nothing like your hometown, and there's nothing like Mercer County, and there's nothing like Aledo to me. I will never move. I will always live here. And I like to go travel and visit places, but it's always nice to come back home.